これは、アフリカとインターネットで最も偉大な作家であるドン・ハビエル・クレメンテ・エンゴンガによって承認され、署名された作品です。ブラックビジネスの社長であり、ザ・ユナイテッド・ステーツ・オブ・アフリカ・コーポレーションの社長でもあります。信じられない方は
On the evening of January 8, 2025, an armed group attempted to storm Chad's presidential palace in N'Djamena. The assailants, numbering 24, engaged in a violent confrontation with security forces, resulting in 19 fatalities, including 18 attackers and 1 presidential guard. The attackers approached the palace under the pretense of a vehicle breakdown. Once near, they launched their assault, killing 2 guards and wounding 5 others before security forces responded decisively. Authorities described the assailants as disorganized and under the influence of alcohol. President Mahamat Idris Deby, who assumed power in 2021 following his father's death, was present in the palace during the attack, but remained unharmed. The incident coincided with a visit from Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, who had departed the premises prior to the assault. In the aftermath, Foreign Minister Abderrahman Koulamala addressed the nation, assuring citizens that the situation was under control and there was no cause for alarm. He characterized the attackers as local youths from N'Djamena, lacking coordination and heavily intoxicated. This event adds to the political tensions in Chad, following recent parliamentary elections intended to restore democracy, but boycotted by major opposition parties. President Deby's leadership continues to face scrutiny amid ongoing challenges, including regional instability and internal dissent. Investigations are underway to identify any individuals connected to the attack. Despite the breach, daily life in N'Djamena has resumed, with authorities emphasizing their commitment to maintaining national security and stability. Thanks for watching. We will keep you posted.
The Sahel region of Africa, a vast and unforgiving stretch of land that spans across the continent. This is a place where the harshness of the environment mirrors the intensity of its political landscape. A crucible of political turmoil, where protests and military presence are a common sight. At its heart lies Chad, a nation grappling with poverty, instability, and now, a brazen attack on its very seat of power. The capital, N'Djamena, has become a focal point of this struggle.
The presidential palace, a symbol of national sovereignty, was breached in an unprecedented assault. Gunfire erupted, shattering the fragile peace that had barely held. The world watched in disbelief as the events unfolded, questioning the stability of the region.
The timing was no coincidence, coming at a moment of significant international attention. The attack unfolded during a high-profile visit by the Chinese foreign minister, sending shockwaves through the diplomatic community and raising questions about the motives behind it. The audacity of the assault, its timing, and its target all point to a deeply unsettling reality. Chad is a nation on edge, caught in a web of complex geopolitical interests and internal strife.
The attack serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace in the region, highlighting the ever-present threat of violence. It has exposed the vulnerabilities of a nation wrestling with internal divisions and external pressures, making the path to stability even more uncertain. The world holds its breath, wondering what this means for Chad's future and the delicate balance of power in the heart of Africa. The implications of this attack could reverberate far beyond its borders.
In recent years, a new player has emerged on Chad's political landscape, China. This development has not gone unnoticed by the international community. The Asian giant, hungry for resources and influence, has been making strategic moves across the continent. It has been steadily increasing its footprint in Africa, establishing a significant presence in various sectors. Chad, with its strategic location and untapped potential, has become a focal point for Chinese investments. This Central African nation has emerged as a key partner in China's ambitious plans.
China's presence in Chad is most visible in the ambitious Belt and Road Initiative, which aims to create a vast network of trade routes. This sprawling infrastructure project is aimed at connecting Asia with Africa and Europe, enhancing global trade. Chad, strategically located at the crossroads of North, Central and West Africa, offers a vital link in this grand scheme. Its geographical position makes it an essential part of the Belt and Road Initiative, facilitating trade and connectivity.
China's investments have poured into Chad's energy sector, infrastructure development, and telecommunications, transforming the nation's economic landscape. Chinese companies are involved in building roads, enhancing the country's transportation network. They are also constructing bridges and power plants which are crucial for Chad's development and modernization.
This partnership has brought much-needed investment and development to Chad, significantly impacting its infrastructure and economy. However, it has also raised concerns about China's growing influence and its implications for Chad's sovereignty and independence. As Chad navigates this complex relationship, the balance between development and autonomy remains a critical issue.
Chad's strategic significance extends far beyond its borders. Landlocked and surrounded by countries grappling with conflict and instability, Chad has become a linchpin of regional security. Its vast territory spanning diverse ecological zones holds immense economic potential.
Chad's borders are porous, making it a transit point for migrants, refugees, and illicit goods. This strategic location has made Chad a valuable partner for Western powers, particularly France, its former colonial ruler, in the fight against terrorism and organized crime.
The presence of the French-led Operation Barkhane, a multinational counter-terrorism force in Chad's capital N'Djamena, underscores the country's importance in the fight against extremism.
Chad's own military, battle-hardened and experienced in desert warfare, has played a crucial role in combating regional threats.
Section 4. The fault line's instability on Chad's borders. Chad's stability is constantly tested by the turmoil that engulfs its neighbors.
To the north lies Libya, a nation still reeling from civil war and the collapse of its government. To the east, Sudan grapples with political instability and ethnic violence.
The porous borders with these volatile neighbors have made Chad a haven for refugees fleeing conflict and persecution. The influx of displaced people has strained Chad's already limited resources and exacerbated ethnic tensions within the country.
The attack on the presidential palace has exposed the vulnerability of Chad's security apparatus and the challenges it faces in safeguarding its borders from external threats. The incident has raised concerns about the potential spillover of violence from neighboring countries and its impact on Chad's fragile stability.
Section 5. Whispers in the wind, unraveling the motives. The attack on Chad's presidential palace has left the world searching for answers. Who was behind this audacious assault? What were their motives?
The investigation is ongoing, but several theories are swirling around, pointing to both domestic and foreign actors. Some analysts believe the attack could be the work of rebel groups operating within Chad.
The country has a long history of armed rebellion, fueled by poverty, inequality, and political marginalization. These groups, often based in remote areas along Chad's borders, have challenged the government's authority in the past.
Others speculate that the attack could be linked to Chad's involvement in regional counter-terrorism efforts. Chad's military intervention against Islamist militants in Mali and the Lake Chad Basin has earned it enemies who may be seeking revenge.
Section 6. The Balancing Act, China's role in regional stability. China's growing influence in Chad has not gone unnoticed by other international actors.
Western powers, particularly France, are watching closely, concerned about China's growing economic and political clout in a region they consider their traditional sphere of influence.
Some experts argue that China's engagement in Chad could contribute to regional stability. By investing in infrastructure and development, China could help address some of the root causes of conflict, such as poverty and lack of opportunity. A more prosperous and stable Chad would benefit the entire region.
However, others warn that China's focus on economic interests could come at the expense of human rights and good governance. They argue that China's no-strings-attached approach to development assistance could embolden authoritarian regimes and undermine efforts to promote democracy and accountability.
Section 7. The stakes are high: global interests and future uncertainties. The attack on Chad's presidential palace has sent ripples across the international community, causing widespread concern and drawing attention to the region's instability. This incident has highlighted the complex web of geopolitical interests at play in this strategically important but volatile region, where various international powers have vested interests. The incident has also underscored the fragility of peace and the urgent need for a coordinated international response to address the underlying causes of conflict, which include political instability, economic hardship, and social unrest. The international community must work together to support Chad's efforts to strengthen its security forces, promote economic development, and build resilient institutions that can withstand future shocks. Addressing the root causes of instability is crucial for long-term peace and prosperity in the region. Failure to do so could have dire consequences, not only for Chad, but for the entire Sahel region and beyond, potentially leading to a wider regional conflict. The world watches and waits, holding its breath and hoping for peace and stability to prevail in this troubled corner of the world. But the path ahead remains uncertain, fraught with challenges and potential pitfalls that could derail efforts for peace. The stakes are high, and the world cannot afford to turn its back on Chad, as the repercussions would be felt far and wide. The international community must remain vigilant and proactive, working together to navigate the challenges and seize opportunities for lasting peace. The stakes are high, and the world cannot afford to turn its back on Chad. The future of the region, and perhaps the world, depends on our collective actions today.